And hey again, this is Jill from Pigment and Plume Farms, adding this into the beginning to just ask. It really helps the channel if you subscribe and like. I was really inspired by another creator, Southern Biophiliac Urban Farms, to speak to my reasons why I'm doing anything. And I think it's really important for us to set down our reasons why we do anything, because that, at the end of the day, is what's fundamentally going to keep you motivated when things get hard. In case you don't know me, my name is Jill from Pigment and Plume Farms, where we are teaching folks how to be more self-sufficient and resilient and reliant in urban spaces, specifically in the middle of a city, showing that you can farm or cultivate anything in any space. The why is important though, because when things get hard, or like right now today, it is rainy and dreary outside, and it has been raining straight for a few days and it's cold, and you don't want to go out there. Well, the why kind of helps you get motivated to do that. When stuff gets hard, when you hit setbacks, your why is what's going to keep you motivated. So I really want to know, like, what are your whys? Why are you doing your hobby or whatever it is that has you motivated and inspired? I'll go through some of mine. Mine are kind of three-part. Part of the reason why I got into quail and wanted to have space to do our urban farm, our urban homestead, is predominantly for food security. Over the last few years, we've seen the cost of groceries just go up astronomically, and just kind of thought, you know, a lot of the things that we repeatedly buy, I can grow myself, and I think that that would help with some of that. The other issue that came into play, especially most recently, this is not meant to be political, it just is what it is, but food safety is a primary concern of mine. So not only is there scarcity because of all of the things that are happening right now, I've seen a couple articles saying that food just won't be available potentially, but what is available potentially could harm you because they've reduced standards on cleanliness to maximize profits. So basically, a lot of my why is really stemming from, I guess, a desire for freedom when it comes to food, something that I can supply myself. And the last part of my why really comes from the desire to want to give back, in a sense, to not only my followers as I'm going through this journey, which is going to have its ups and downs, its growth, its failure. You can kind of watch and hopefully learn along. I recognized long ago that I was so far removed from where my food came from, and this gets back to the food security piece, that I didn't, you know, there were a lot of things in the process that I just didn't know about. And now I'm learning all of those things and creating healthy and clean food for myself and my family. And I think that's really the most important thing. So I didn't want to have to be reliant and or beholden to big box stores, suppliers, or kind of the whims of government that are going to impact quality standards and safety standards and potentially get myself or my family sick. So those are really my whys on why I've taken this journey, why we started breeding quail. And some parts of our breeding are more for fun. But the predominant why is really centered in those three things. And then the giving back piece, you know, I was military, I was Air Force. We were always taught service before self, and that's really any, I think, buddy that works in government and or was military, or, you know, in a lot of different fields. If you're a nurse or a doctor or a teacher, you know, you have some of that, your desire to give back to your community. And I think that, to me, being able to help support my neighbors, my friends, my family, when things are getting hard, because I predict over the next couple of years they may get a little more difficult for us. But those are kind of all of my whys. What are your whys? Let me know in the comments.